welcome, my Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Taurus to your new moon in Sagittarius, November 2022. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons. Mal for short. Got Mal? T-shirt. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, 24 and a half years of service as corporate president of DTCP Inc. As of the 7th of November, the astrological cross quarter of Samhain. Very, very happy about that I've made it this far. I'm also the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box that will allow you to preview it for free, and you can see some of what I've been laying down about that 24 plus years in the metaphysical, magical, mystical, pagan communities from a very young age. And I am also a creator on Patreon, which is right now best thing ever. It'll be a year on Patreon, November 18th, adding some new tiers to it, but I gotta tell ya, best career move I ever made. So creative. Community guidelines, but very, very creative, very, very freeing. I live stream there every morning with an unlisted YouTube live stream link. So my patrons chat with me, and I'm sitting on the couch doing it from the laptop with a cup of coffee in my hand and my bathrobe on, talking about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, ending with a little prayer, a little blessing. All of my subscribers, regardless of level of subscription, get that. All of my subscribers also get all the extended readings, all the part ones on YouTube. They get all of them, past, present, and future, over on my Patreon platform, whatever it's called, as well as we've been recording some events there on Zoom chats, exclusive stuff, only they will see it. We've been doing hangouts, we did a tarot party, we've been doing classes and workshops, really kind of cool. And if they can't make it at the time of the recording, they can watch it back because it's recorded, uploaded, and they get that coolest thing ever. So if you're looking for a deeper dive, my Saggies and cross watchers, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, seriously, click the link, go check it out. Adding new tiers, very excited about it. Come Patreon on Patreon, because hey, I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. Yeah, talk to the gods, they'll explain it. But for now, just call me Mal. Hi. Gotta keep that fun for myself, particularly when dealing with Sagittarians who do like it a little bit more mutable, changeable, and filled with joy. If you're new to the channel, though, gotta do this for the new people. An 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline, a lunar timeline, in this case, a waning, from full to new November 2022. So let's look at that. This is an interesting 2-week period. The full moon in Taurus on Tuesday, November 8th, Election Day here in the United States. That should be interesting, considering it's also going to be a total lunar eclipse, and that's going down around 6 a.m. Eastern. Should make for an interesting day. I'll have the 5-card. Oh no! Getting ready for that. It's then the releasing, right? When the moon rides at her peak, then ye hearts desire seek. So I do the 5-card draws for the waxing side of it. I love those. This is the waning, the letting go, the releasing, right? So you nail the dismount as best you can on the full moon. And then you release, you let go, you forgive, you alchemize, in the language of symbolic spiritual alchemy. Lead to gold, lead having 3 more atoms than gold on the periodic table. That process of transformation, you can't destroy those 3 atoms, can't be created or destroyed, only changed, but you can release them, wane them, etc. over a 2-week period, symbolically speaking. So, yeah, it brings us to, guess what? Your new moon. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, but it's your new moon then. In Sagittarius. But wait, there is more. By the way, on the 9th, the day after the full moon, there's a T-square. Great, the day after election primaries, FML. But the good news is then the same day as the new moon in Sagittarius, Wednesday, November 23rd, 7:57, let's just say 6 p.m. The new moon on that one Jupiter, your ruling planet, goes direct the same day in Pisces. That's what I'm saying. Interesting timeline. So the more shadow work you can do, the more releasing, the more healing, the more forgiving, the more surrendering. It can just be very, very powerful, because particularly it is your new moon. So look, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to look at maybe more information about what we're about to look at, or maybe you got 4 different situations. And particularly for the cross watchers, if you apply this information to yourself, do the alchemy yourself, not only will you be prepared for that new moon or whatever else may hit the table, but you'll be helping the one you are cross watching for do the same, as well as the entire collective, because that's how it works. And that's what my guides show me. I'm like, oh, okay, we're all one, so, you know, vibrational quantum string thingy, whatever. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help you do the shadow work. Brilliant video in the description box, a lot of them in there, but a movie called The Shadow Effect featuring Debbie Ford. It's a documentary about shadow work. It's a really good intro, and I have to say the production value is really good. And I'm a Virgo, so you know I mean it. Shall we? Enough explanation? Are you ready for divination? All right, saddle up, archers. Notch your arrows. And please take a nice deep breath. We're going to try and have fun with these, okay? I hope you're okay with that. Because it's my channel, not yours. Trixie and Katya, I love you. Still point. Yeah, start high, because you never know where you're going to end up. Using the Caroline Mace archetype deck, I call upon the Pantheons of the Divine for the Sagittarius Collective. What's going on here? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. There you are, locked on. Please, for the Pantheons of the Divine, 1 card in clarity. What is the dominant 8th chakra hovering over the head of the Sagittarius Collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and or cross watcher. Shifting the electromagnetics of all of the chakras underneath it, what they attract, what they repel, so that they alchemize, do the shadow work, the letting go, the releasing. This full to new, their new, November 2022. Prostitute archetype. Yeah, that's in the title. I'm sure a lot of people are either going to really watch this or not watch it at all. No middle ground. Darlings, it's a survival family archetype. The 4 survival family archetypes. This is from Caroline Mace's work. That's MYSS. She's a PhD. Her book, Sacred Contracts. Everybody has the 4 survival archetypes. They're like the trunk of a tree. It doesn't matter what's going on the other branches if the tree's not surviving. The child, the victim victor, the saboteur empower, and the prostitute archetype are how we learn how to survive in this world and alchemize it from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace. So as you alchemize this for yourself, you're helping everyone else survive, but in a particular flavor. You ready? The prostitute is the guardian of faith versus comfort is a way to look at it. So the shadow, literally written on the card, the shadow attribute is the lead. 3 atoms away is the gold, but we're all, you know, percentage scale in that process. The shadow attribute places material consideration and security above self-empowerment. Yeah, it's prostituting yourself. It's not trusting in the truth of who you are, the faith of who you are, yeah, the divine whatever, but because of material considerations, comfort, finances, not only finances, obviously, and security, feeling safe, overtaking the chances in life, the leaps of faith, as just one example. Everybody deals with that, though. So you can take it personally if you like, because the word's prostitute, but that's... Everybody's got that one. Ask Caroline. I'm sure she'll be glad to fill you in. There are probably 10 billion YouTube videos about it. The light attribute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Yeah, try being a purple-haired gay witch, spiritual teacher and reader at 54 years old. Yeah, I don't look my age, thanks. You know, it's like I did not compromise my way to get here. I took gigantic leaps of faith. And they say everybody has a price. Not when you work for the gods, darling. Because I already have my ticket home, so to speak. Oh, no, no, no. Being a mystic has its perks. And certainly faith is a big part of that, because I'm still here. I'm still on the planet. Probably hundreds of quantum versions of me died in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. I'm here. Ain't that right, Elaine? Elaine Stretch. I'm still here. Good times and bum times, right? But negotiate. Oh, it's not that I'm not going to be tested again and again and again and again and again. I will. We all will. But it's always that opportunity. And if we want to see that disappear in the outside world, we got to clean it up within ourselves. Just how it works. Unity. Next, 4 chakras down. We're going to use Daughters of the Moon Tarot, the Feminine Energy, a Goddess deck. I've read this deck longer than any other deck consistently in my entire career. I started reading tarot when I was 12. They let me juggle knives. I'm the youngest. But this will be the internal stuff, which is important. The feminine energy, the yin dynamic, the psychological world, crown, third eye, throat, and heart. Because this is where you get to choose. You have free will to delay or not delay what can't be prevented. And how many times you want to keep coming back, either to the same issue or to this planet, to do the same thing over and over and over again. Your choice. Please take a nice deep breath. Particularly for fire signs, right? Element of fire, willpower, throat chakra. Spit, swallow, or chew. They're all choices. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south, please, beloved ones of mutable fire. One card in clarity for the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of? Heart, third eye, crown, world behind their eyes, the feminine energy. To help them alchemize this prostitute archetype in this full to new November 2022. Pele, volcano, 5 of flames. So 5 of wands. There's power building up inside of you. Molten magma, right? Ready. Well, that's the difference, right? Magma's underground, lava's above ground. I just learned that, you know, every day is a winding road. I get a little bit closer. This could be a Kundalini rush, honestly. I mean, it's heart, third eye, crown, very throat chakra. Could this be an expression of anger? Sure. But could this be an expression of power, willpower? Saying, I will not, right? I will not negotiate the power of my spirit. I will choose faith over comfort. As an example, again, that's part of the free will, but it will change everything. 5s are numbers of change. Numerologically, that's why the pentacle is used so much for change and / transformation, or although change and transformation are not exactly the same thing either. Location, location, location. So, prostitute with Pele, by the way, Pele, the volcano. Don't take the rocks. Leave the rocks. I haven't been in this lifetime, I think, from other lives. I'm like, no, I'm good. They probably threw me. I was horribly a virgin, if not a Virgo. They threw me in. Joe versus the volcano. Daddy says I'm such a flibbertigibbet. Let's do the lower 3 chakras with the Mythic Tarot. Hey, I'm the fun one, and you're Sages, and you're a fun collective to tune into. Jupiterian 9th housers. So let's look at the masculine energy. From the outside, looking in at you maybe from the inside, looking out at a person, place, or thing, because lower 3 chakras, masculine dynamic is about relationships in the world. Root chakra is groups, tribes, circles of friends, 3 or more. If you're involved, it's a tribe. Boom. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship, like an umbilical cord to another person or a thing. Money, sex, power, and all sorts of other externals that can be helpful or hurtful depending on moderation, Sagittarians. Solar plexus, however, your relationship to yourself and the world, your self-image, your self-esteem as a verb, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. I'd have to say honor code probably has something to do with negotiating the power of your spirit, particularly with your boundaries and stuff like that. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Please feel ready. Still point. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south, please, beloved gods, of mutable fire. One card in clarity for the Sagittarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Oh, what do they need to be aware of? Inside out, outside in, lower three chakra, masculine energy. This full to their new November 2022. You got the Magician. No wonder it slid right into my hand. Hermes himself at the crossroads. Mythic tarot is Greek myth base is where I love it. When it's a major arcana card in a situation like this, unlike here with the Daughters of the Moon, that's element of fire. That definitely feels third chakra. When it's major arcana, it's all three in this case. If this were major arcana, it would be all four. So there is alignment, there is an opportunity, there is an initiation here for you, but it's gonna take your will, your choice, your decision. Yes, because of the fire on the inside, but also it's the first sign of the major arcana. The Fool is a 0. It has no numeric value, so it can't be the first or the last. Yeah. So this is really the initiation, the Saturday Night Fever, magical busting a move, anchoring heaven into earth or raising earth into heaven, right? Manifestation, healing, whatever that is. Bring together your four elements: fire, earth, air, water, spirit, your will, your thought, your emotion, and your form and action with the divine of who you are. This could be very, very, very powerful creative energy, not destructive energy, if if the price is right. Prostitute. Oh, I didn't mean it like that. Oh man, just like old 70s game show quotes popping into my head. Is that Bob Barker? Is that Bob Barker? I can't remember. I remember being homesick and watching an awful lot of it as a kid. Let's get you a healing mantra from the Metcon Healing Mantra deck to help you with this, because certainly a magician with a mantra. That's the gig, right? Think of it, taking the inspiration down, bringing it down through the chakras all the way down into physical form, powered by this, by that sort of willpower, that kind of, let's face it, changeable fire, mutable fire. That's sort of a Sagittarius card now that I look at it. Let's see what the Ascended Masters of Survival have to say. Please take a nice deep breath. Well, they are archers. Still point. Hunting through the woods. Yeah, I call upon the Ascended Masters of Survival. Because we survive in all sorts of different ways. Not just physically, emotional, mental, spiritual, mystical survival. It's all in there. Please, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, the perfect healing mantra to help them bring this into alignment, to alchemize the Prostitute archetype in the 8th chakra with Pele on the inner, the Magician on the outer. This is their free will and choice, or of course they may be dealing with somebody who does that kind of stuff, right? If that's from the inside, looking at a person, could also be a place they are in their life right now, which makes it all three chakras at once anyway. So what do you got for them? The perfect healing mantra to help them do this full to their Sagittarius new November 2022. Encountering conflict. I don't choose sides. I take a stand. I've used this silently more than I can count. This is certainly a card to deal with frustration and frustrating people, and it makes sense with that 5. You know, here's the thing. I've said this to people. Do you know what I can do with the truth alone? Like, I don't need to lie. I don't need to lie. Like, the truth, I can throw lightning like any Sagittarian can, though I have no planets in Sagittarius. I have the Zeusian trait, not Seussian like doctor, Zeusian like god of lightning, king of the gods. So, yeah, you know, could you, it's a shadow read, could you have wrath in your heart coming up into your throat, ready to blast them? At that point, I guess it would be lava, not magma. Oh, meet my daughters, magma, lava. I'm going to read this from the Bookie Book because I think you're going to find this incredibly helpful, considering I've done all these mantras over the past couple of years. But I think this will help you keep your cool to chew rather than spit or swallow. I guess Judy Tenuta is one of my new spirit guides. I've always loved her, though. Yeah, I studied Judy Tenuta. Encountering conflict. It's always good to have a magnifying glass. I don't choose sides. I take a stand. When conflict is encountered, two opposing viewpoints wrestle for a dominant position. Have you noticed? Each hopes to achieve success by changing the other's viewpoint. Have you noticed? See, this is what I mean. Clean it up in your energy field. It cleans up in the world. Each hopes to achieve success by changing the other's viewpoint. If encountering conflict from a conscious standpoint, so if you come in from a more spiritually conscious standpoint, you may realize one of the greatest gifts you can offer is allowing others to be heard. Don't have to agree. I've said to lots of people over the past decade or so, just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I don't love you. I love you. But I just don't agree with you. And they it's great fun to watch behind a splash guard. You may not agree with their argument, but you are embracing their needs simply by choosing to listen. When you listen, instead of lash out, you are taking a stand for love. This also doesn't mean that you're thinking about what you're going to say and retort, which is a great word, while they are still talking. No, you really stay present. This is great. This is making the decision to anchor higher frequencies of light, which is truth, through the demonstration of your ethics, morals, and values, instead of matching the unconsciousness of others with equal amounts of aggression. And I just see a Sagittarian standing there doing this mantra, silently holding space, listening, really listening, really listening, while Pele is building up on the inside. Oh dear, don't burn down the village. Where did we leave off? When you listen instead of lash out, you're taking a stand for love. This is making the decision to anchor your higher frequencies of like blah, 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 instead of matching the unconsciousness of others with equal amounts of aggression, which fire signs, come on, be real. This mantra is ideal for settling arguments, unraveling passive-aggressive behavior, which is really just keeping the volcano brewing, but, you know, on lock for a bit. Oh no, that's fine, you go right ahead. No, that's no fun either. That's not truthful. And releasing the tendency to blame. Wow. Wow. Encountering conflict. So we got a prostitute encountering conflict, either with or as a magician, with a volcano on the inside. Joe versus the volcano. Daddy says I'm a flibbertigibbet. It's my favorite line in that movie. Maybe the only line I remember, honestly. It was, after all. The 80s, the 90s. Let's move on. Card number 4. We are doing the Whispers of Love Oracle by Angelo Hartfield. We're also using her Whispers of Lord Ganesha to help remove them 3 obstacles of those atoms in the prostitute archetype. Some clues, tips, and hints. But this is the voices, the whispers of love from the higher selves of all involved. So not just you, your higher self, but the higher self of whoever this is you are encountering conflict with. Please take a nice deep breath. And of course, it can be tribal. Be all sorts of levels. Still point. There you are. I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers? Watching this video, receiving this reading, the piece of information, inspiration, insight they need to alchemize the prostitute in the 8th with Pele, 5 of Flames on the inner, the Magician on the outer. Encountering conflict, they don't have to choose sides, they can just take a stand. Please, the whisper of love for them this full to their new November 2022. Focus on love. Right, you got your arrow. You know, it's little arrows. Is it lead or gold tipped? You know, it makes a difference. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. There is tricky. But your archers, start with the general. They're good to cats. good place to start. Oh, that's right. Good to that's right. Focus on love. Focus on the divinity within that person while you are doing the most loving thing that you can, maybe just by biting your tongue. Don't bite it in half if you can avoid it. And not being that Sagittarian who have flaming arrows coming out of your mouth. But just listen. Just listen. Just listen and know that at the core of everyone there is a divine child. I know, even them. Just saying. And that's unity, and that's why, we forget all that stuff when we come down here. We're acting so well in our video game prescribed contract parts, whatever you want to call it, that we forget. And only you can focus on love for you. Only you can do that. And by the way, I could spend all night long talking about different ways that has manifested itself through both classic, contemporary, ancient teachings spiritually. Love is the answer. What's the question? I don't know. 42? That's the answer. So focus on love when encountering conflict as a magician, and don't compromise your faith just for a comfortable situation. Stand in the truth of who you are. I like it. Very Sagittarian. I don't know Sagittarians that back down that easily, maybe. That they will stand in their truth, right? But also a lot of fun. I've never met a Sagittarian I didn't like. They're usually very, very fun people. So, if you're going to be, hunting through the woods as you do as an archer, and centaur, kentor, pronounce it as you like, nice to know spirit animals are with you, or if your totems are helping out on this one. Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I will promote this deck forever as long as I am breathing in this form, I suppose, because it's really wonderful. We all have spirit animals and totems, so if you're going to do the work, if you're going to do the shadow work, it's nice to know who's helping you out from the animal kingdom. And as a side note, humans are part of the animal kingdom, as I've learned. We are not vegetable or mineral. Please take a nice deep breath. Teaching moment. Doesn't mean we can't have fun. Still point. Yeah, here we go. I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Cross Watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. Beloved ones, please. Who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, helping them to do the alchemy of the prostitute in the 8th, Pele on the inner, magician on the outer, could say Hermes on the outer, trickster, ooh, Sagittarius tricksters big time, encountering conflict and focusing on love, right? Offering them the love, the guidance, the grace, the protection, the support to help them do this full in Taurus to their new in Sagittarius, November 2022. You got the dolphin. I'm in it for the dolphins. I am. Flipper, flipper, flipper. I don't know, a couple of Sagittarians that were flippers. Happiness, dolphin, card number 42. Faster than light. Oh, and the sea turtle was underneath that. Look, it looks like they're buddies. Come on. I'm going to read this from the bookie book because it's amazing. But the key word is happiness. And, dolphin magic, it's Greek. I mean, they actually refer to it in the book. But I'm not going to read that part. I'm just going to read the verbal description, the first part, and the magical information towards the end of the chapter. But this book is awesome. I'd like to meet her. She's got a cool name. Stacey DeMarco. I know the DeMarcos are good people. They're rough. They'll throw down. The dolphin. You gotta have a segue if you want to get ahead or get some. Dolphin. Card number 42. Happiness. Happiness is not a continuous state. Have you noticed? Although it is a worthy feeling to seek, know what makes you happy and do more of this. Oh, great. We just gave Saggies permission. They didn't need it. Happiness has everything to do with your reaction to life rather than what happens to you from outside sources. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. If you place your happiness solely in the hands of other people, then you will be disappointed. Ain't that the truth? By the way, a really good book. Everybody knows Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, but The Mastery of Love, his second book, which applies the Four Agreements to relationships, that's really good. Just saying. I'm a spiritual teacher. My mother's a teacher. Nursery school. That's why I'm so good with colors and shapes. And I know my alphabet, but I was in my 40s when I finally figured out that Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star and the alphabet song were the same song. Spoiler, the magic. See that curved smile on the dolphin's face? Well, you wouldn't be able to see it in this card in this lighting. That will give you a hint about their magic. When you feel tired and world weary, when you have forgotten what it's like to play with friends in an easy way or just to run free, call in some dolphin magic to remind you. This joyful magic has been used since ancient times, and dolphins have always been seen as exceptional creatures with happy intelligence that have been benevolent for humankind. Side effects include dorsal finning and spontaneous blowhole. No, I put that in. I bet you'd have fun with it, though. Nice blowhole. Flipper, 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 faster than light. Look, this is one of those you create your own reality reads through shadow work. Yeah, like the idea that you might have this magma ready to become lava fly out of your Sagittarian chakras, right? But you have the option to do this in a happier way. Yes, you're going to encounter conflict, but the more you focus on love, but really what's going to determine is that, do you have a price in this? What is the price you would have to pay to have faith to do this? Because it may not be financial. Yeah, speaking the truth is hard, but speaking the truth in a loving way and just listening and being present is harder. And that's why it's a spiritual challenge, and that's why it's a shadow read. And imagine that happening more on the planet rather than, setting each other on fire, so to speak. And literally. Let's ask Lord Ganesh, because Ganesh to the rescue. Ganesh Q? No, let's not go there. Whispers of Lord Ganesha, puts the A on the end, which is valid, obviously. Don't think of him with that name, to help remove those obstacles. And honestly, happiness, Ganesha is a happy god, in elephant-headed Hindu god of success and prosperity, but also known, aka remover of obstacles. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Forgot to mention, I've got ocean waves. I've been playing that for this series just to kind of drown out outside noise. In the neighborhood, in the neighborhood, in the neighborhood. As I call to the beloved Lord Ganesh, I love you so much. Please, one card in clarity. Oh, beloved one. Beloved remover of obstacles, please, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Watching this video, receiving this reading, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help them remove the obstacles, preventing the lead from becoming gold, alchemizing the archetype, the prostitute archetype in the 8th chakra with Pele, the volcano, 5 of flames on the inner. Could be creative energy boiling up, ready for something that, could manifest with the magician. The power is quite literally in their hands on this one as they encounter conflict, that they don't have to choose sides. Oh, the relief of that alone. But they can take a stand for love and focus on love. Like I said, like it's been said, I can love you and still disagree with you. That's divinity in and of itself. And of course that's going to bring happier choices. But to call in that dolphin energy, seems like a lot of fun for Saggies. So since you like us having a good time usually, Lord Ganesh, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle messages for the Saggies and their cross watchers this full to new November 2022? Achievement, and he's with his wives. Success and prosperity. I remember this card because someone else got it. Who else got this one? Somebody got it. Yeah, I could look, but I'm not gonna. Card number 42. See the answer to life, the universe, and everything. Was it Virgo? I can't see, and I'm not gonna go grab the thing. Yeah. Meh, it's okay. It's metaphysical. 42, 40, sorry, is that 42? Yes, life, the universe and everything. Oh, dolphin, so long. Thanks for all the fish. It's a Douglas Adams read. Card number 42, achievement. You are surrounded by abundance, right? Am I reading this right? Yeah, you are surrounded by abundance and prosperity, luxury and quality, prestige and sophistication, value and elegance. Well, Lord, Lady Sagittarius, how lovely. You've come for tea. Many stories relate that Ganesha has two wives, Siddhi, S-I-D-D-H-I, which means success, and Riddhi, R-I-D-D-H-I, prosperity, right? So success and prosperity. Little Tony Orlando and Dawn vibe going on there for sure. Tie a yellow ribbon. The symbolism of these two women indicates that if you walk on the path set by Ganesh, success and prosperity are guaranteed to always be by your side. The search for material success seldom brings with it achievement of spiritual goals, right? Right? Here we go. This is it, right? Material goals, material goods, material considerations that, that are you using that as a means to, or a reason to not empower yourself, right? It's what we do. It's how we learn. So search for material goods seldom bring with it achievement of spiritual goals. Ganesh wishes you to realize that by actively developing your spirituality, which by the way is a 9th house Sagittarius Jupiterian thing, spirituality and consciousness working with the divine, you will experience flow-on effects in all areas of your existence as you're going to the causal factor instead of, spinning plates on the level of effect, magician. When you stay connected to your spiritual nature, you have a more serene mind, develop an accepting perception of yourself. This attitude will help your heart open to spiritual matters. A high level of self-mastery coupled with a high ethical practice will increase the likelihood of enjoying material success, particularly if you're encountering conflict and you're actually someone who is in the present moment and demonstrating love, not in some mushy way, but by standing your ground and just listening. And even if the thought is, as you're doing the best to listen, on how to choose sides, I can take a stand right now. I'm taking a stand. I'm taking a stand for love, and I'm going to really listen. And I don't have to agree. It's powerful, right? Instead of hitting them lava, I would think. Okay, I'm sure that's illegal somewhere. As more people discover the rewards of a more dynamic and fulfilling spiritual life, this success will become the norm in society and not an exception for a few eccentric individuals. I feel naked. I feel seen. The more relationships among human beings develop into true kinship, the more humanity can achieve beyond the present limits of knowledge and material measures of success. Did I miss a page in there? Yes, I did. Become part of a brotherhood governed by love, working toward building a happier, more loving, and productive global society, which sounds very Sagittarian. Not as freaky as the Aquarians. They're the freaks of the zodiac. Come on. Call a water bear, considering there are air signs. But there's a huge achievement here for you. Now look, I could see this happening in work. I could see this happening in a relationship. Because you're going to encounter conflict. Because wherever you go, there you are. Right? And we're all working this out for ourselves individually. But just remember that this magma might have been boiling for a while. And maybe there is something that has come along that is going to trigger something in you, and you have the opportunity to do the shadow. You're not avoiding what you're feeling, but you're taking a stand for love, focusing on love, finding happiness, and that's quite the achievement. You see? It's like puzzle pieces. Sometimes they're really clear, sometimes they're not. I get this one. Loud and clear. So, last card down. The Blessed Bee by Lucy Cavendish. There's a hidden blessing here because there's lead in the gold if you do the shadow work. Totally your free will. And I will say this. Passion, when channeled in the right way, creates amazing things. When passion is channeled in a not so great way, it burns down the village, right? So that's the choice, right? Put your faith in something higher than this situation. Focus on love. And do the best that you can. This is going to give you an indication of the gold within the lead, the blessing that's already in play, but you usually can't see it until the alchemy is done. Please take a nice deep breath. Right? Putting the power in your hands that is your power to wield. Still point. Yeah, as I call upon a delegation from the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures, please. One card in clarity, because this is a big deal on planet Earth for all of us. So please, one card in clarity for the Sagittarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Crosswatchers watching this video and receiving this reading. What is the lead within the gold? The hidden blessing. Just a little star that they can tune to, a little light at the end of the tunnel, should they alchemize to the best of their ability this prostitute archetype in the 8th, Pele on the inner, Hermes the magician on the outer, encountering conflict. They don't have to choose sides, they can take a stand. There's very unity consciousness of them as they focus on love, looking for the good in people, which really, calling in the dolphin vibe, which is very Sagittarian, will help them focus on love a lot easier. It's not an either or, it's a both and this is an achievement, and they don't have to sacrifice their financial comforts and what they've worked for and their heart's desires in terms of, I don't know, go buy some horses or something. You think I got potential? Yeah, pretty man, pretty woman, may they manifest absolutely everything they want. Oh yeah, with the prostitute archetype on the table. Thank you, Carrie Fisher. Please, one card in clarity. What is the gold hidden in within the lead, the hidden blessing for my beloved Sagittarian Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Crosswatchers this full to their new November 2022. You gotta see when her and Debbie go off, or here. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. A blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. I'm gonna say that the breath work and the meditation I do before I turn on the camera has made quite the difference. Doing Ho'oponopono with Wim Hof, so I'm calling it Wim Ho, which sounds like a part of West Hollywood. Wim Ho. Card number 29. Now here's the tea. We do the blessings for real. Particularly, this is dealing with a very potent element of fire and mutable fire at that, no joke. So we do the blessings for real, and at the end of it, it ends with the words, blessed be. The reading is officially over, but that's usually when I let the pigeons loose, I let the goofy fly, and I release the reading, depending on how this blessing comes out. So, both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. Still point. Kitty cat scratching on the scratching pad in the background. Pantheons of the divine, please transmit this blessing. Still point. Card number 29, a blessing on a battle that cannot be avoided. A blessing to help you through a conflict that must be faced with courage and compassion for all involved. Oh boy. Battles in our lives are not always the way we have seen them depicted. They may not be a fight or a confrontation or the clash of swords swinging. Sword fight. Most of us do not want the battle. We want the peace and to talk and parlay our way through the differences and the difficulties within our lives. Many times we may walk away knowing that the battle will bring more damage than we can face. And at other times, we must walk through the fires of confrontation and go into a battle we did not want, but which can no longer be avoided. Try and delay that which cannot be avoided. So, this is a blessing on those who are to face a battle they wished was not theirs to fight, but it has become clear that they have no choice but to confront, to bring out their arms and to fight. It may be with the law, it may be with wits, it may be through speaking your truth, and it may be by refusing to accept what another has determined is enough for you. Burn. It may be with a challenge or a condition or an injustice or a cruelty. In other words, this might not be about another person necessarily. This would be about anything. Whatever the nature and form of the battle before you, whatever the nature and form of the battle before you, Accept now this blessing upon you for your courage, for your reluctance to bring aggression into the world, for your refusal to run, for your determination to see this story through, and for the belief you now have in yourself and whatever cause it is that you now stand up for your warrior's heart, which is blessed with courage and strength, of the feeling of fear, yet the ability to stand your ground, for the swinging of the sword and the raising of the shield, for the quiet and the chaos so that you will find, and for not the sacrifice you will make, for the quiet and the chaos that you will find, and for the sacrifice you will make in order to see this through. You are blessed, and your warrior spirit is rising, and it is blessed. For you are no longer aggressor or foolish conqueror. You are a soul who will no longer run from what stands between you and the rest of your beautiful life. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. So it is. Come on, a magician encountering conflict in a battle that can't be avoided. That's an achievement with happiness. Just focus on love. Focus that energy. Come on, it all makes sense. And dolphin on top of it. I'm in it for the dolphins. Did it make sense? Did you like it? Hit the thumbs up and help the other Sagis find it, particularly people in cleaning up conflict on planet Earth. The more the merrier until you get there, right? And if you want more of me here on YouTube, I suggest subscribing, because the Divine has made it very clear I'm not stopping anytime soon. So you might want to hit that notification bell. Sometimes I put them out when they're ready. Sometimes I schedule them in advance, like when there's Samhain and the full moon coming. I gotta get ready for that. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there is a link in the description box, by the way. I don't know if you heard about this. Link in the description box to a video called Booking a Reading with Mal. Explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal, but perhaps we're afraid to ask, but I've never met a Sagittarian that was afraid to ask a damn thing. So if you want the deeper experience, you want to really ask me, you really want to come see, want to smell what the Mal's been cooking, come Patreon on Patreon. I'm not kidding. I'm not stopping there either. I love that. It's been almost a year and it's worth every second. I love it, I love it, I love it. And if you are a creative type and you're looking for that kind of support for yourself, check it out for yourself, but seriously. I got humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, and I'm adding Watcher, Seeker, I'm not sure yet, and Mystic. So new tiers coming, new levels of subscription. And remember, most of all, I love you. I love you, Sagittarians and beautiful fires, you Jupiter-driven ninth housers. I love you. I love you so very much. So hang in there, do the shadow work, stand your ground, encounter conflict, but, you know, choose love. You don't have to take sides. Hang in there. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.